Welcome to Nicole Ramai's presentation on listening, social trends, and monitoring tools. Specifically, I'd like to talk about the animal welfare community. What is this community talking about? Well, there's a screenshot from Google Trends website. On a few topics, I decided to use a few keywords to see what kind of hits I would get to see what interest we've had over time over the years. And as you can see according to the graph that it's for the most part kind of plateaued. The most popular keywords really is animal welfare and animal cruelty for our region. Now if you take a look at the puppy mills keyword, it's the gold bar and the gold line. There was a spike of information a spike of interest a few years back, but you can see that it's really plateaued and really has decreased dramatically. Overall, all of the topics for animal welfare has really either plateaued or really decreased. There really is not as much information or not as much interest as there was years ago. So let's take a look at what's important to these groups. And I've continued to use the screenshot because I thought it was interesting to take a look and analyze at the keywords that I've used for the search. And these are the keywords that have been giving me emails. So I've subscribed to the keywords to see what type of interest I get over time, and every few days or so I get an email with regards to the interest. What I find interesting and what I want to focus on is that animal welfare, animal cruelty, and even puppy mills has a little bit more interest than animal rescues and animal charities, which I actually found interesting. I thought animal charities and animal rescues would be a little more popular than the rest, but as you can see, I was wrong in this topic. So overall, the idea and what's important to these people is, obviously these topics discuss, cruelty towards animals' rights. You see a lot of, organic, especially with farm animal rights. You see a lot of organic grocery stores selling cage-free eggs from, chickens. There's cruelty not only towards pets we're concerned about now. It's cruelty towards, um, cattle, animals that, eventually is used to feed our society if you do eat meat. So there is all different scopes of these types of cruelty that's become very popular. So I want to focus on animal cruelty and animal welfare because these keywords are a little more have a little more interest over them. So what worries people? What's worrying this community, as a matter of fact? If you go into specifics for animal welfare, you're going to see, and for this assignment, I just chose puppy mills. There's just so much different topics you can go into specifically for for this community that you can get overwhelmed. So I just wanted to focus with puppy mills because you did see that there was that spike a few years back. But if we take a look, you can see that people are interested in stopping puppy mills. There's some laws that are trying to be passed with rights and actually stopping the formation of puppy mills. And this screenshot came from Bing. And as you can see on the trending side, on the right hand side, you can see that there's some Twitter posts with regards to the search word puppy mills. So there's some information. There's some things going on about with regards to puppy mills. What I don't see a lot of is I don't see a lot of personal blogs. I see a lot of news from organizations like the Huffington Post, the Examiner, ASPCA, Humane Society, and so on and so forth. I see a lot of information here that allows users to repost or retweet or share the information on Twitter, for example. And that I thought was key, because when I'm looking for influencers, I'm thinking, okay, um, who's really influencing um, the topics? And my initial response is, okay, well, these organizations really are the influencers, because they're, granted, you're not generating much Twitter uh, or Facebook or shares on or likes on Facebook and shares and uh, favorites on Twitter, that I mean, the information's coming straight from the organization, and the person who's tweeting it, may not have that many followers. But we'll take a closer look at this. But my initial response to who are the influencers is, okay, it's these organizations. They're the ones that are really influencing people to share their stories, really. Um, okay, and let's go on to the next question, which kind of leads right into uh, what we were talking about. What are the popular media platforms? Now, this is a screenshot of Social Mention that I did a few searches on. I found it very the information. I love the site because there was so much information on here to take a look at, and I noticed that a lot of the information came from, or a lot of the mentions for my searches, for all of my searches, came from, all of the keywords came from PhotoBucket, Twitter, YouTube, and then Facebook. So I was a little surprised, because I thought that Facebook would be the most popular, only because technically, or initially you would think Facebook is always the most popular, but it wasn't in this case. And I've never even gone onto PhotoBucket. I just took when I saw these results, I went on to the site to take a look and see what's going on. And another thing came to mind. It's people want their stories, or people want to be able to read their stories as quickly as possible, and visual stories are the easiest way to get those points across. That may be why PhotoBucket is used. Also, why Twitter is used, because there's only so much characters you can use on Twitter. And YouTube, it's a video, so it's more visual than it is something that somebody wants to sit down and read. They want to get their information quickly. So I found that interesting. Let's get out of here, and then I will take a look at the actual live sites. Okay, so going back to these live websites and the question, any key influencers. Well, with my initial search, remember I said that from Social Mention, I noticed that PhotoBucket and Twitter was most used. YouTube and then Facebook was next in line. So I said, okay, let me take a look at Twitter, because I understand Twitter a little bit more, although I'm sorry to say that I don't know the social media platforms as much as I should, but that is going to change this semester. So I said, okay, let's take a look. So from one of my screenshots, we had some of this information here. It may not have been shown on the PowerPoint presentation, but these are one of my searches on Topsy, and I also like this website as well as Social Mention. So I just did another search for animal rescues, or in this case it was just animal rescues. So then I decided, let me click on what is this, Nice Ninja, right? And you can see this person has 7,256 followers, which is, for me, that's quite a huge sum. And then the next user is Ever4Animals, which is, I believe, an actual organization, and they have 8,584 followers. And then you have another person, Elliot444, which I believe this is just a personal, um, yeah, this is a personal account, and the person has 1,750 followers. So these are my key influencers for this particular search with regards to Twitter. And you can see that they're retweeting information and images. Again, images are the most concise way to tell a story or to get the information across. Um, any type of articles that can be, and again, this has a lot of photos as well, any type of articles that people read and want to share on these sites. I don't believe they're going to be that long, because I'm noticing people want their information as fast as possible. So, going back to my actual process, I started off with Google Trends, and I started there. I found information that I wanted to focus on, and then I used the other sites, such as I did look at Google News, Bing, Yahoo, but they didn't really give me the information I was looking for. Um, so when I went to social mention and I tried several keywords here, that's when I noticed the social media that was used most often, for instance, was PhotoBucket and Twitter. And so then I went into Twitter from Topsy, and I looked at a few of the users to hit my key influencers with regards to this topic. So I was able to kind of drill down to, okay, who is most influential and what social media is most used, which I think is the whole point of this assignment, finding what was the best social media platform to use, and how to find the key influencers, especially if you want to um, send a message across with regards to something that is similar to this topic, which is what I'm going to do, because the community that I do want to focus on is animal welfare, and I know there are a lot of different subcategories and more precise communities for this topic. But I definitely want to go forward with this one. Because there's just so much information, and maybe there might be a better way to try to get more people involved, and we can start with these key influencers. So that is my video assignment for Module 6, and I had a good time doing this assignment. Actually, I kind of like doing the research. That's kind of fun, and finding what worked and what didn't work, and trying to find, you know, my key influencers, and what it is that I want to get, how I want to get my point across, what's the best way to do it. So this was pretty fun. And that's about it. Thank you.